Hello and welcome to everyone. Hopefully you've seen my first review of the Tuff Stuff rooftop tent. If not, check it out. I've now owned the tent for a year and I've spent about 30 nights in it so far. I decided to celebrate the anniversary by camping up high in the Sierra by my favorite lake. As you can see, even in June there's still quite a lot of snow up here and the nightly temperatures drop below freezing. So I'm interested in testing the tent out and seeing how it does in the cold weather. I will also cover a few things people have asked me in the last year and talk a little bit about what I love about this tent. Here you can see again how easy it is to set this rooftop tent up. I've pretty much gotten it down to a science and can do it in less than 5 minutes from start to finish. I could probably do it a lot faster if I was rushing. Once the cover is unzipped, it's simply using the ladder to open the tent, putting the window braces in, and staking the rain fly off on the ladder end of the tent. I don't think I've ever found an easier, quicker way to set up a nice camp than this tent. I planned this as a short trip and I packed light because I wasn't really sure what the conditions would be like this year since we had such a heavy winter. As you saw in the first clip, there's still a lot of snow. I was able to find a nice dry spot next to the creek flowing out from my favorite lake and pitch camp in a spot that provided some shade while still giving me enough sun for my solar panel. I think I was probably the only person camping within about 30 miles.
So this is my 1-year review of the Tuff Stuff 4x4 rooftop tent. It's been a good tent. I've owned it, like I said, a year, and I haven't had any major issues with it. There's been no breakdowns in the structure. There's been no disappointments. It's been a wonderful tent, and I've come to discover really a rooftop tent is really about freedom. I can camp comfortably in places where campers cannot get, and I can camp in greater comfort than people in tents. It's really wonderful for extended stays. The trip I'm on right now is only a 3-day trip, but I'm up in the Sierra. I'm at about 8,000 feet. There's still a lot of snow up here and it's getting cold at night. So I'm looking forward to testing out the tent and letting you know how it does in the cold weather. But I've had no issues with it at all. I'm very happy with the purchase, and the material is great. It's very thick. It's wonderful in cold weather. And like I said, ease of use and freedom. I'm camping in a spot right now that I could only get to in my Jeep and with my little Jeep trailer. And I've camped a lot like that. And a lot of people who do it camp in tents on the ground. And I'm up high, and I'm warm, and I'm comfortable in this thing. It's starting to get a little cold. It's about 7 o'clock at night right now. I'm at about 8,000 feet, and as you can see, I have my campfire going, and I'm all bundled up. It's going to be about 30 degrees tonight. Forecast is calling for 30, which is really no surprise since the lake is still frozen. But we'll see how the tent does in this weather. It's not exactly winter camping, but it still gets pretty darn cold up in the Sierras, even in June. I'm pretty sure I look like I just woke up. Anyway, I just wanted to show you these vents here are really nice. There's one on each side of the tent, and because of that, I don't have any condensation buildup in this tent at all. It's nice and dry. Again, this is a really heavy, very thick, waterproofed material. So it's pretty nice to not have to deal with that condensation. There is now a little bit of condensation under the mat. You can't really see it. Maybe you can see a little bit of it here. That's after 2 nights. For some reason it all seems to just be under the mat. I think it's because the aluminum honeycomb is cooler and the mat's kind of an insulator. So it did get a little cold last night. You can see I ended up putting the window flaps down. A couple people have asked me about the window flaps and wind. The nice thing about these flaps is underneath the flaps there's additional buttons. It's not just the 2 buttons on the side to secure it. There's 3 more. underneath it so that wind can't get up underneath the flat. I didn't need to use those last night. It was very still and it was very light out because we had almost a full moon, but it was very cold. I was fine inside the tent. I've got a pretty good sleeping bag, and the tent warms up. It's a very heavy canvas material, so it warms up really quickly, and I was fine. I had a comfortable night, and as soon as the sun came up and hit the side of the tent was warm. So I woke up to a nice warm tent too. That material is very thick material, so it's very nice in cold weather. So I think last night was a success.
One of the other things that I like about this tent is the no-seam mesh and the 2 side windows and 2 doors that I can open up and air the tent out on a nice day.
So here you can kind of see the inner loop, and up here some of the other buttons. There's 2 additional, so if there's 4 across the top, and these buttons come down to these loops and hold it fast to the side of the tent in heavy wind.
This last year has shown me the many benefits of owning a rooftop tent, but I would have to say that personally the greatest benefit is that it allows me to go where I want, when I want, and enjoy the great outdoors in peace and solitude. Whether that's reading a good sailing book by the campfire, kayaking, fishing, hiking, or just enjoying relaxing and spending time alone in the woods. John Muir once said that the mountains were a spiritual place and a gift from God to man. A rooftop tent is one of the easiest ways to get up into the mountains and discover the news. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and share. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe to my channel.